UFC featherweight contender number 6 in the world at present, and fresh off a big win May 9th against Jeremy Lil Heathen Stevens. All right, so first off, Cal, congrats on the huge win over Jeremy Stevens a couple weeks ago. I bet a lot of fighters would like to be in your position right now. You fought recently, you got the finish, but you didn't seem wholly satisfied despite obviously a highlight reel knockout. Walk us through that fight week and everything that went down in Jacksonville a couple weeks ago, my man.
Yeah, of course, everything leading into the fight was different, but we're kind of used to anything can happen. Sometimes you don't even know if your fight's actually going to happen. All you can do is just focus on what you can control, man, just being ready and just planning on it as if everything was going to be 100%. So we didn't skip a beat, really, from March 7th to April 18th to then eventually May 9th. We just got better and better over each camp. And it felt like we were really dialed in. And, I got a good finish. I'm definitely happy to display more than just boxing and things that people are talking about. Plus, everyone's talking shit about me not checking kicks. I mean, I might have checked too many, but I checked a ton of them, Right. I'm at least checking them, man. He kind of was phasing off, throwing them towards the end, so I was happy with that. Just little things. There's always things you can work on, but like I told you before, I don't like to learn off losses like there's a beat case, I'd rather learn off a win, even if it's with a broken nose. So we got the job done, but my goals are bigger than just Jeremy Stevens. Of course, it's a good checkpoint. Right. Don't get me wrong, but I want bigger and better things, man. I consider myself in the category of the group of guys that he's lost to, not that he's beaten, So now it's a toss-up between me and those guys. Now I got to prove why I'm better than the guys on that list. And just different goals, every time, but it's a good checkpoint. I'm happy to get the win, and now it's on to the next one.
And I was happy to hear Dan Ige drop your name, even though he's ranked below you, right? Isn't it nice that you're sort of this credentialed top 5 guy right now, that when people are trying to climb that ladder, that they're calling your name because you weren't there 2 years ago?
Yeah, my buddies are giving me shit all about. They're like, oh, and then they're all like pumped. They almost like this guy for calling me out, but he didn't do it in a disrespectful way. That's the thing. At the end of the day, we all just want the big fights, the guys with the numbers that are lower than ours, above us. And I don't blame him. I was in that position, 2 fights ago. But I'm happy to be where I'm at right now on a short list of guys that are considered somewhat, contenders. And now we get to fight it out to see who gets that shot for, eventually a belt in the near future, hopefully. That's the goal.
Calvin, you already talked about it, man, but, you really do show improvement every single fight, win or lose. And that fight against Zabit, man, it seemed like things were turning over towards your side. Another couple rounds, it would have been very interesting for you. What do you attribute that to? What is your process like after a fight? Is it you kind of looking back, looking at your tape and going, I need to work on this and that? Is it a group effort with your coaches? How does that all work?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a group effort. Like I said, we try to learn off wins. We're always trying to improve. And I took 3 years off before making my returning back to the cage. And I fought twice, got into the UFC. If you check out when I fought Andre Keeley, on short notice, that one, I'm just a whole completely different fighter now. And I really feel like I'm at a point in my career where I have the right people around me, a team of guys that are dedicated, putting in the work, and they're all committed. So I'm in a good place right now. I feel like I have great people around me, and I definitely attribute that to being more well-rounded. I've been having a mitt holder more consistently with the Muay Thai, so throwing a lot more kicks, elbows, knees, things like that, and it's just nice to see one come out in a fight because you practice it so much in the gym, you just kind of want to have it flow and fight night. And we're able to do that. We adjusted to Jeremy sitting in the pocket and looking to just exchange. And, happy to get that win. But that's like I'm still waiting on more of these bonuses, man. I'm putting in the work. I'm taking these big risks, but it's a whole other way to, it's nice when you make it from the local show to the big show, because at that point you're kind of just ready to just say, fucking air it out. You know what I mean? Just air it out. You maybe chase 50 grand in the process. Here's where there's no holding back. You just got to let it go out there. And in the local show, a lot of times these guys are a little nervous to get W's. They kind of fight smart, safe. A lot of times, but here it's just where you just air it out and you try to make a name. Put some respect in me, like you talked about.
You didn't get a bonus, but you sent a big message, I think, to the rest of the featherweight division. Not a whole lot of people are finishing guys like Jeremy Stevens on the feet, man.
I'm telling you.
It was extremely impressive. So, what does that say about your skills at this point in the game? that you're out there finishing a true veteran in Jeremy Stephens, a guy who wins a lot of fights by knockout. But you went out there, it was skillful, it was dominant, and you got the finish.
Yeah, it's nice to see things work out the way you hope they would, and that's just through a lot of hard work, our sacrifice, being ready, preparation. Tyson put together a great game plan. We had Jake holding the mitts for me, like I said, more consistently. The rest, it didn't hit the ground into the wrestling, but I've been doing some wrestling too. I still got a lot more to show, man. These guys are just seeing glimpses of it here and there. Like I said, I just kind of got back not so long ago. I really feel like I'm in a good element. Plus, we got Rob Font coming back from being injured. We just got done practicing some Wing Chun. He's a savage right now. He's studying, man. He's on point. I'm ready for him to get back. I'm hoping to get another fight soon, and then try to get on a car with him towards the end of the year when he's back and up and running.
Well,
maybe something in boxing, because they like to come around that time.
All of us mask guys are rooting for one, if not both of you guys, to really break through. In terms of the preparation, though, during a global pandemic, when you are a top contender like yourself or like Rob Font, like how many weeks do you need to get down to 146 pounds to fight a fellow top contender?
Well, I did it in 2 weeks for Andre Feely, but I don't recommend that.
Right.
That was a tough
That's a
one,
different time, though. I mean, now you got that number 6 next to your name.
Yeah, so now it's different, though. For him, it was like I got caught slipping, over the summer. I was in Vegas for that fight. I was a little frustrated with, how I wasn't prepared for one of the biggest moments of, going to be my fight career. So that happened. But at the end of the day, you can't wait for, those opportunities aren't going to always wait for you to be ready. That door shuts, too. I don't want to live with that regret. I had good people around me, talk me into that one. And we ended up, we got done. But from there, when you're in the UFC, your next fight is going to be in the UFC unless you're, on the street or whatever. But, we know that we're going to have something coming up. He's training for me right now. We just haven't signed the bout yet.
Right.
It's just easy to get up and make it more of a lifestyle because, you got that contract. Like I said, you made it into the biggest show. Now it's time to air it out and really dial the fuck in and be a true professional because you only get one shot at this.
Well, and dude, you turned pro back in 2007, and I know that's why one of the reasons why you wanted some respect sort of put on your name for the body of work, and it's all in front of you now, kid, 32 years old, right? It's all in front of you now, and I would think that if you could go back to being 22 years old, if someone would say, hey, 32 years old, you'd be entering your fighting prime, potentially number 6 in the world. I know there have been bumps, but you'd probably take it, right?
Oh, hell yeah. When I would have took it after January 18th. In Boston when I got that W at home. That was special, man. But you always say, just give me this one, man. My first fight back home, everyone wants to see me fight. Just give me this one and then, whatever.
Right.
And then you win that one and then you're like, all right, man, just this one more. I need this, And it's always the next fight, but we put it all on the line every time, man. It's a crazy sport we're in, but I just think I'm addicted to that adrenaline. I don't know what it is. Really, I just want what's on the other side of each fight. Bigger payday, bigger opportunity for me to just, I just want what's on the other side of W's on these fights, man. And whoever's standing from me on the side, I'm going to make it a hell of a night for him, man, for trying to keep that from me,
Well, that much we know, and we've enjoyed watching your rise. I got a few rapid-fire questions here with Calvin Kattar on the way out. So who's your favorite Boston athlete of all time?
Man, Kenny Florian, next question.
Yes! Yes!
All right. Kenny's a G, man. I remember watching him back when I seen him and Joe going at it, all the blood, all that shit, and I'm like, these are two guys from Boston. I watched that fight, man. That was really cool, and I was like, man, imagine, just getting Boston's attention like that. I remember just back in the day reading about it. First, my goals were like, I'll be fighter of the month on that website. I just want to be the fighter of the month. And we hit that, and then we get, just kind of like, I want to get number 1 in New England. Boom, checkpoint. Number 1 New England. Now I just want to get in the UFC checkpoint. And we're just making these checkpoints, man. But I remember early on those checkpoints, I was watching you and all the guys from New England putting on for everyone around here, and you guys paved the way. So now it's the second wave, man. I want to kick that door down and bring that title back to Boston, man. But definitely, Kenny Florian, man, OG.
Oh, let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Dream answer right there.
I'm happy to have John Anik, man, and the mic. You need some Boston boys over here. Joe Rogan, I love it, man.
Hell yeah.
When I show up,
trying to represent.
UFC.
You had said
Dana
Joe
White,
Lozon.
It's an inside job at the UFC. I like it.
Right. If you had said that Joe Lozon was your favorite Boston athlete, we might have had to cut the interview short. But I got a few more questions because you went with Ken Flo.
Damn.
No,
Next
Lozon's my
question.
guy,
Next
of course.
question.
Yeah. So if the Patriots are eliminated next season and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady are still playing, are you rooting for the Bucs or no?
Yeah, I'm a Tom Brady fan, man. At the end of the day, I just respect the team. That's if we're out of it. If we're in it, you know, then it's still a good day, man. Because in Bill we trust back here. You know that.
Right. And I hope the Bucs get fucking killed, but I still love you, Cal. All right. Other than the champion, Alexander Volkanovski, what is the dream matchup for you right now at featherweight? If you could call your next shot, other than Volko, who do you want to fight?
I really don't care, man. It's the best part about it. I'm in the gym right now practicing my Wing Chun, like I said, with Rob Font. The last thing I'm thinking about is anybody else that's stepping in there with me. I'm putting all my focus into just, you know, becoming that athlete that I think I could be, and I work hard every day at becoming him. And I'm in the gym right now. Like I said, we're working, and yeah. So at the end of the day, man, he's across from me. I'm ready for anybody.
All right, two more. Greatest UFC featherweight resume of all time. Is it Jose Aldo, Max Holloway, Conor McGregor, or somebody I'm not thinking of?
To be determined.
I like that. All right, and then lastly, the name of the pizza joint that you go to the most in Massachusetts. You got like a Methuen House of Pizza shout out or what?
I got a Ralphie's Italian cafe. It's a cutlet shout out. I'm more of a chicken parm guy than a pizza guy. And this place in Salem on 28, man, it's the best cutlet around. I get it after every fight. And now I sign contracts here just to get another one.
It's healthier. That's much healthier.
You can tell he's a Massachusetts guy calling it a cutlet, not a fucking wedge like the New Yorkers.
Yeah, I'm a cutlet guy.
Calvin Kattar, UFC featherweight contender. Congratulations on a huge win. Hope you can enjoy it, and we very much look forward to a potential quick turn and seeing what the rest of 2020 holds for you, young man. But we appreciate your time as always, buddy.
Likewise. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, there he is, Calvin Kattar. Big win over Jeremy Stephens. And it's interesting, Ken Flo, because Yair Rodriguez had that body shot in the rematch with Jeremy Stephens, and somehow, some way, Stephens was able to fight through it and come back and win that third round. Mm-hmm. To your point, there aren't a lot of guys that are putting Jeremy Stephens away that way because he just keeps coming back. And so, yeah, I think it's a huge feather in the cap of Calvin Kattar. It's just all about that next matchup and what that might do to position him to climb that ladder.
It was a huge statement. It was a huge statement. Big time exclamation point on that fight. I think it truly showed to the rest of the division that he's not just a good featherweight. He's an elite featherweight. And I think it got a lot of people's attention. And the fact that he's out there finishing guys, continues to work hard. He's staying in the gym, saying all the right things. The future is very bright for Calvin Kattar.
And his favorite Boston athlete. I mean, we don't pre-interview these guests, right? He was right there with the Ken Flo. He's a sharp kid because he knows exactly what answer I would be looking for.
Too funny.